Hey and welcome everyone. We're talking today here in your Cultural Anthropology Anthro 102 class about your final written assignment in the class, Written Assignment 3. And I really see this as the capstone assignment in the class, and it's your last official assignment that you need to complete. So to get started, as you saw there, make sure you click on Written Assignment 3. Then this is going to ask you to visit a specific website focused on the Anthropocene. And the Anthropocene is the period in which humans have impact on the geological and geographic structures and systems of the world, including ecosystems and biomes and all the systems of other species that are non-human. So we're really looking at this era of negative human impact on the environment across the world. So that's kind of the theme that we're looking at this week. Now, as we've talked about in your previous papers, make sure you get the mechanics down, minimum 300 words, check your word count, and of course, high quality spelling, grammar. Anything more than one or two mistakes that I note will result in point deductions. So for this assignment, like assignment 2, you need to do two things. One is you'll be asked to click on the website, the Anthropocene website, and two is discuss one specific connection from that website to an idea discussed in chapter 14. So to do this, if you want to, you could do this in any order that you want. It might be good to have, before you start, have chapter 14 opened up just to get a sense of what exactly is being discussed. So I would just scroll, of course, to my modules and click on the reading. And if you're wondering where this is, you actually need to go to week 10, so it's a little out of order. So just click on chapter 14 reading. And this is the chapter on culture and sustainability, and it goes the most closely with the website we'll be looking at. So again, I just recommend having this open so you know what the concepts are, and you could maybe go through this a little bit. Here is the idea of the Anthropocene and what it means. And then here is a discussion of humans and the environment, sustainability, public anthropology, the idea of cultural ecology, the idea of materialism, homeostasis. I'm not going to go through all these, but the idea is that you can look at the chapter and get a sense before you start the website of what's implied as some of the main concepts in this chapter. And I think it should be pretty easy making the connection between the chapter and the website. So next we'd want to look at the website. So again, you're going to click here, and keep in mind for this and all your written assignments in the class, you can't see the other individuals in the class, the other students, and their replies or their papers until you submit yours officially. And that's just to make sure we all do independent work and to say that there isn't a right or wrong answer on this. It's how you engage with the topics. So let's click on this website, and you'll see what's involved here. I won't take you through everything. But one thing I want you to do in this, again, to look at the assignment, we'll just go back to the prompt. So for the work, you should interact with the website and discuss two specific areas, charts, graphs, or context you note on the website. So that's really key. If you only discuss one, that's not going to work. So what you can do is you could click on anything on the website. So for example, I want to look at nitrous oxide. I'll click on that. And this will tell me some information. And really don't just copy. Again, it has to be 100% your own words, so do not cut and paste this and put it in your paper. Any of that will not count, and that's actually plagiarism. So you reinterpret what you see on the website. So you'll click on this, and you'll say, well, what is the trend that they're talking about? And you could really get a sense of what it is that they're discussing. Again, you can click on any of these like methane, and it'll have some information about it. And these are going to vary as far as what is presented with the charts and the maps and stuff. So you can, again, go to the main website and click on anything that you see. And you'll want to click at the top here. So there's a timeline you can click on. And this is like a pretty cool design website. I think it has a lot of really great opportunities to engage with the media. So this tells you like when the first humans came on board, and then it gets more into the future. And as we get into the present times, we start to see, extinctions happening. And so, again, you might see something like, well, we noticed something about the extinction of certain species. Talk about that as one of your two issues. You can click on places, explore places. So feel free, again, maybe to explore the website first and see exactly what you want to cover. And it's pretty extensive. You could, if you wanted to, watch one of the short films, click on one of those. And I'm noticing here that some of this is not. I'm just kind of curious here. I'm going to hit reload. I'm just concerned I'm seeing short films and then it's not actually loading up. So let's try something here. We're doing this in real time. I'm going to go to Google Chrome because sometimes you discover that the browser actually is the issue. So let's try this in another browser and see. Okay, that's weird. Well, that's not too good. So unfortunately, some of this is not working. Let's hope that indeed this, if you're trying to interact with any of those media, that it actually improves by the time that you're doing it. But what I'd say is let's just go with this as a plan since, say, the short films aren't working, and hopefully they will when you're working with this. Go to a different exhibit on the website. So click on Earth Statement and click on Zero Emissions. And then this gives a statement, and again, you can interact with this, read about it, give your opinion on it, and then go back to the chapter, as we've been talking about, connecting to chapter 14, and discuss it to and connect it to one of those ideas. And I think probably for the sake of this paper, I'm saying you have to interact with two specific areas of the Anthropocene website. So that, again, is up to you. You could click on anything that you want, and based on what you see, interpret that. Again, put this all in your own words, and then that's, say, concept 1. You could, if you wanted to, connect both concepts, issues, charts, graphs, media forms from the website to one issue in the textbook, or if they're totally different, feel free to connect that to 2 different issues in chapter 14. So the main requirement is, did you interact with and talk about 2 different areas in the website? So just discuss what you looked at, and I'll be able to know what you considered. And then the second is connected to chapter 14. Again, that can be one issue in chapter 14 that covers both topics or areas of content that you considered on the Anthropocene website, or it could be 2 different issues from chapter 14. Maybe ecoecology and ethnoecology and one other area, plants, animals, and humans, or something like that. So it's really up to you, but just make sure that you interact with 2 different forums or content areas or issues on the website, and then go back to the book and try to connect that to something that we read about for that week. Either the same concept covering both concepts or issues from the website in the chapter, or 2 different concepts or issues in the chapter, connecting those to the website here on the Anthropocene. So that is really it on the paper. If you have other questions, reach out. As always, there are no missed assignments allowed, so if you don't turn it in when it's due, you will lose the points. Again, as I always say, go back over the topic, make sure you cover everything, and do not lose points for things like word requirement or spelling and grammar. Very important that you earn your maximum points as much as possible when you're doing these written assignments. So that's it. Good luck with finishing the class out here in written assignment 3 in cultural anthropology.